Picture this for a second. You are a seven figure founder or an educational content creator, or maybe both. You've made it by every traditional metric. But here's what nobody sees. You wake up at 3 a.m. with your mind racing about that client deliverable, or your phone buzzes during family dinner, and you can't help but check it. You haven't taken a real vacation in, like, honestly, you can't really remember. And the most terrifying thought of all, if you stepped away for just 30 days, the whole thing might collapse. Now, here's the shocking truth: over 50% of seven figure entrepreneurs are clinically burnt out right now. And when they try to sell, their businesses go for 30 to 50% less than they should. Not because they are failing, because they are succeeding too well. They have built a golden prison where their success is the very thing trapping them. And if you are watching this thinking, that's not me, let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly disconnected? Not just physically, but mentally. Yeah, that's what I thought. Look, I get it, because I have been there myself. And I'm Sam Darsh, an MBA trained growth strategist who's run my own 7 8 figure projects, and I've architected revenue systems for Fortune 500s like AT&T. But more importantly, I've lived in that golden prison myself. And I've spent the last 8 years studying not just the tactics of business growth, but the psychology of founder dependency. And what I discovered changed everything. Now, let me share some numbers that should terrify you. The average business is 53% dependent on their founder's direct effort. 56% of CEOs have literally gone into chronic depression, and 43% of businesses lose half their leadership teams to burnout. But here's the real kicker: when founder dependent business tries to sell, they get EBITDA multiples of only 3 to 4x. Compare that to systemized businesses that get 7 to 8x. On a $3 million EBITDA business, that's a difference of $12 million. $12 million gone. Because you just couldn't let go. And it's not just money we are talking about here. I have watched founders lose their marriages because they couldn't stop checking Slack during anniversary dinners. I've seen them miss their kids' milestones because just this one client emergency. The very trait that built your empire, your drive, your control, your hands on approach, these are now the bars of your prison. And if you're finding this valuable so far, hit subscribe. I drop content like this every week for high performing entrepreneurs ready to break free from all the prisons, really. So, why can't you just delegate and be done with it? Now, here's what nobody talks about: you've got identity fusion. Now, what I mean by that, your self worth has become psychologically merged with your business performance. Think about it. How do you really introduce yourself at events? Like, I'm John, I run a seven figure agency. Or I'm Sarah, I've got a successful course business. Your identity is your business. And when your identity equals your business, delegation doesn't feel like distributing tasks. It feels like erasing yourself. This is the golden handcuffs phenomenon I'm talking about. Now, you're not just financially tied to your business, you are emotionally and psychologically fused with it. Every time you try to step back, it triggers something primal. If I'm not needed, who am I? Or if they can't do it without me, What's my value? And here's why those expensive EOS implementations failed, and why that VA you hired for $5,000 a month didn't solve anything. It's because traditional systems focus on task distribution, not identity evolution. You can't systemize your way out of an identity crisis, my love. True sovereignty requires consciousness level transformation first. Then systems follow naturally. I learned this the hard way, my friend, after burning through three different delegation systems that all failed spectacularly. Now, if you want to know exactly how dependent your business is on you, here's a test that changed my life. And it's called the Vacation Stress Test. Now, book a 2-week vacation right now. I'm serious, literally pause this video and book it. And here's the catch, you can't over prepare, no 50-page handover documents, and no emergency only phone calls. No checking in just to make sure. Just leave, my friend. I know your heart rate just spiked. Now that's anxiety you're feeling. That's your dependency talking. And when I first did this, I was convinced everything would burn down. And you know what? That actually happened. What actually happened? 80% of the urgent decisions that only I could make, they either resolved themselves or my team handled them brilliantly. The other 20%, they waited, and the business didn't die. One founder I worked with, let's call him Marcus, ran tests after hitting $5 million ARR. He had been working 72 hours weeks, and he convinced himself that he was irreplaceable. During his forced absence, his team closed their biggest deal ever without him. And revenue actually went up 12% that month. And when he came back, he asked his COO, how did that happen? And the answer hit him like a truck. Marcus, we've always known what to do. You just never let us do it. And here's the question that matters. Are you the architect of your business, designing systems and strategies, or are you the operator, stuck in the engine room, turning wrenches around? And if you can't answer that instantly, you already know the truth. So, how do you actually break free? And after years of research and real world testing, I've developed something called the sovereign legacy architecture. But this isn't just a task management system. This is consciousness level transformation. And it starts with the triadic gems framework. Picture three interlocking gems. The first gem is identity decoupling. You need anchors outside your business. And I'm talking about real, meaningful identities that exist independent of your P&L. Maybe you're a father first, or entrepreneur second. Maybe you're an artist who happens to run a business. Maybe you are a student of life, building wealth as a byproduct. Now, let me give you an example. Daniel Roundtree, who sold two businesses, discovered this after burning out twice. His breakthrough came when he established identity anchors in family, surfing, and mentoring. And suddenly, business setbacks stopped feeling like personal attacks. And the second gem is energetic calibration. This is where neuroscience meets ancient wisdom. Your brain performs differently in different states. And when you are in fight or flight constantly, reacting to fires, your prefrontal cortex, the CEO of your brain, literally shuts down. And you make decisions from fear, not wisdom. But when you operate from what researchers call coherent flow states, something magical happens. Productivity increases by up to 500%, and decisions quality improves dramatically. Pattern recognition accelerates. And the third gem is Consciousness evolution. This is about teaching your business to think without you, not just operate without you. Actually think without you. It's the difference between creating employees who follow instructions to developing leaders who make decisions. Here's a simple framework I use. Week 1 to 2, document every decision you make, every single one. Week 3 to 4, categorize them. Only I can do this, probably 10%. Someone else could do this with criteria, probably 70%. Someone else already should be doing this, probably 20%. And week 5 to 6, create decision frameworks for that 70%. Not what would I do frameworks, but here's how I think about these frameworks. And week 7 to 8, test with forced absence. Start small, 1 day, 1 week. Leaders implement this, something remarkable happens. Their businesses become more valuable, not less. One client increased his valuation from 3.5 to 7x EBITDA. That's $2.1 million. Additional exit, and on a 3.1 million EBITDA, that's amazing. Now they are not buying your job, they are buying your asset. So, what's the one decision you make every day that someone else could handle with the right framework? Comment below. But let's get specific. Here's what I want you to understand. Sovereignty doesn't mean abandoning your business. It means mastering absence. It means building something that multiplies your genius rather than depend on your presence. The entrepreneurs who get this, who do the identity work and the energy work, who build real systems, who evolve their consciousness, they don't just get freedom. They get 2 to 3x higher exit on their multiples, time with their families, and they actually get to enjoy what they've built. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The business you've built to serve you has become your master, and only you can change it. Look, I know this. This video hits differently. Maybe you're feeling exposed, maybe even a little angry. Good. That discomfort, that's your sovereignty trying to wake up. Now, here's your homework. This month, run the vacation stress test. Even just for 48 hours, document what breaks. Those breaks aren't failures, my friend. They are your roadmap to freedom. Because here's the truth. You didn't build a 7-figure business to become its highest paid employee. You built it to create freedom, impact, and legacy. It's time to claim what's yours. And if this resonated, check out this video next, where I break down the exact systems that replaced me in my first business. The specifics might surprise you. Until next time, stop building a job and start building an empire.